Gotta be honest.
Yo! Welcome to Cal Poly versus St. Mary's A-Side Rugby. Just getting started, ready for the kickoff today. St. Mary's starting with the ball, kicking to Cal Poly.
Let me say what's up.
And the ball is away. Nice high kick for St. Mary's. Cal Poly does not field the ball.
What's going on?
Ball goes back.
Hey, G-Lark is not on the stream today. It's going to be my boys Justin and Ollie.
All right. There we go. St. Mary's driving forward, forming a ruck. Swinging it out to the far side. Little B-paw, getting it out to the wings. And a quick line break for St. Mary's to the wing. Ball is dropped. St. Mary's gets on top of it and swinging it to the near side. Quick A-pod. Cal Poly makes a nice tackle off the ruck and a little B-pod set up. Cal Poly quick to the line to gain, but can't seem to bring the Gales down. And another A-side ball, swing it back and forth. St. Mary's having a unrelenting attack right now. High energy. Getting the ball out. Oh,
In need of a fold.
not a lot of numbers in St. Mary's. Quick to the edge. And St. Mary's draws first blood against the Cal Poly Mustangs. That'll make the score 5-0 for now. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's a wonderful day in San Luis Obispo where this game is being held. Super sunny, 80 degrees, nice UV index. Got a lot of people out and about for
Big game.
Great matchup today. St. Mary's top 10 in the D1 men's right now. They've had a great season so far, and Cal Poly Mustangs also having a solid season. So yeah, this will be a great matchup today. We had a earlier matchup at 11, Seaside. The St. Mary's walked away with that win, 83-12. Good learning experience for the Mustangs, who will come back ready to practice in the coming weeks for the next games. And then following this, there will be a B-side. So there is quite a bit of rugby left in the day. The kick is
No good.
no good. A little bit of home field advantage for the Cal Poly Mustangs here. There's quite a bit of wind, Santa Ana winds coming in this time of year that really make it difficult for any type of kickers who don't have a lay of the land or a home field advantage. Cal Poly jogging, getting ready to kick off again. Hopefully, strike back against St. Mary's here. And a far deep kick from number 10, Con. St. Mary's kicks it right back as expected. And it is fielded by
Tucker into T-Rob.
Yeah, they're swinging it
T-Rob
back
to
to
Timmy.
far
Timmy to
side.
Kobe. To Con. One more. To Thomas. Cutting inside.
Good
Kept in.
run. Preventing the line out.
Timmy
Good-
with the ball.
Good tackle. Little A-side. Out the back. Nice run for Kobe. Lets the ball go. Seemed to be expecting something that wasn't quite there. Let's see. Penalty from the Sir, which will result in a scrum by the looks of it. Well, this is our first scrum of the day, so we'll get a good measure of how the teams are doing. Looks like St. Mary's has
Similar
this
pack. Usually
similar
we're
pack.
down on size usually, but we're both very athletic packs today.
Yeah, I'd say St. Mary's probably has the advantage in size, but I guess it's not about the size and scrums. It's about the technique and really the desire, the want. Alrighty, scrum is starting. Number 9, T-Rye. That's the ball. And what was the issue there? Let's see. Looks like seems to be a slight problem. Sirs. We can't sign in chat. Setting up a second scrum today. The forwards taking their news. Back line getting ready and prepared, hopefully for a swing out the back.
For the back
And
line, we got Con, Kobe and Thomas on the centers, Tucker at 15, Troy on the at 11, and Timmy on the other wing.
good drive from Cal Poly, and Wyatt taking the ball out as the 8-man, getting a nice little distance there. Or Hooker Zeely taking the ball, going to the same side, and
Go, Timmy.
ball is on the wing now. There was call for a knock on, I believe, and another scrum.
It's time to St. Mary's.
Scrum just a second ago was
Might
good
have been a
showing
forward
for.
pass
Oh, it may have been a forward pass.
with
Good.
that pop up.
Yeah, good catch. The scrums today, I mean, we've only had one, so not much to go off of, but looks to
Solid
be
scrum.
solid. See if Cal Poly can get a drive, maybe claim this ball back. If not, I assume it's going to end up setting up for a kick for St. Mary's. Penalty on, looks like Cal Poly.
Yeah.
St. Mary's is going to kick, and we will most likely have our first line out of the day here. Solid kick from St. Mary's.
Right around the 50.
Yeah, right around the 50-yard line. We'll see how the lineouts are going today. So Cal Poly has had some solid set pieces all year, and in my opinion, I have not seen enough of St. Mary's to form any opinion on them, but I guess we'll see today. And looks like we're going for a 4-man lineout today. Interesting that their 7 is in the receiver instead of their 9. Could be looking at a small mall here potentially, but you don't want to guess too soon. Quick fake for St. Mary's. They get the ball uncontested. Ball swings out to their 9. And out the back, they were doing a good job getting to the wings here.
But St. Mary's does well. Ball handling and ball skill. They just get it out of the hand really well.
Quick attack, getting the ball out, but Cal Poly comes firing off the line, bringing him down.
Big tackle from Joey Hodge.
They have numbers on this far side of the field and think they're going to make good use of them, getting a nice little line break here again. But does Cal Poly have the ball here?
What?
Cal Poly might have snatched the ball somewhere in the confusion. Oh, they did. Look at that.
Ben Galindo with the run up.
Looks like an
Con with the exit.
Exit from Con. Solid kick. Looks like it'll be right around the 50-meter line. Let's call it 45. There seems to be. Is there an issue? There might have been a penalty called, unless it exited earlier than it's just. Yes, there was a penalty. It looks like a. What is going on? Oh, the ball must have kicked the ball out earlier than expected because it's a line out near the 22 instead of close. Another good line out for St. Mary's, forming a maul. Great drive from St. Mary's. Cal Poly needs to get some legs behind that, start driving them back. Looks like ball is finally down, right around the 5-meter mark. A little A-pod from St. Mary's. Defended relatively well by Cal Poly, bringing them down. This is where you're going to see the forwards do a lot of the heavy lifting here, starting to try and get these last few meters really drive forward. So this is a
great contestant so far.
Yeah.
Only been maybe a half meter.
Yeah. Oh. Unfortunate. The guy.
Tackled.
Yeah, St.
Tackled. It came down to.
Yeah, St. Mary's slipping it out the side, and with another try, up brings the score 10-0 right now. We'll see how the kick turns out this time. The winds seem to have died down a little bit. So we'll see if this kicker can make it happen. One of the hardest things to do in the world, in my opinion, is kick from the very far corners as a rugby player. So we'll see if he has it in him today. And he lines up. Cal Poly and the St. Mary's both taking this time to rest, get some water. Doesn't look like the Mustangs will be contesting this kick. And it is away. And it is no good. That'll leave the score 10-0. It's been about 10 minutes into this contest so far. St. Mary's really demonstrating their strengths quite early. A lot of great ball movement and fast attack to really bring them ahead. Cal Poly is so far hasn't had a chance to really show their offensive prowess, but their defense has been solid so far. I mean, St. Mary's is a premier program
Deep
after
kick
all.
by Con, right on that 5-meter.
Fielded, and it is kicked back again, out near the 50, I believe. Yep. And they do not go for a line out. There's a
quick line out.
Quick
line out. Mark was not called by St. Mary's.
Trying to swing the ball out to the near side. Don't manage to get there. Left right around in the middle with a tackle. Looks like we'll be going far side for a little action.
Credit wide by Kobe.
Good line break from
T-Rob. You know, once he gets going, he is
hard to bring down, but Cal Poly manages to ruck off that.
Good ruck. St. Mary's always almost had the poach, but
yeah, St. Mary's has been quick on the counterattack today. Another decent run, getting about to line to gain. Swung back.
Great little keeping the ball in play by Ben Galindo.
Indeed. Looks like the Wings are going to get a shot, and a far pass to Troy Fletcher.
Troy go. Converted
football player. He was playing running back for the Cal Poly Mustangs. Decided that was a little too easy and decided to come out for, wow. Oh my, St. Mary's is rumbling down the field. Got control of that ball somehow. Swinging it back, and a deep kick for St. Mary's. Timmy Miranda grabbing the ball. Brought down by St. Mary's as Tucker Barth tries to, and is the ball poached?
Yes.
It is.
Not releasing by Paul.
Unfortunate circumstances for Cal Poly. That St. Mary's player ended up with the ball, made quite a bit of ground for them, and has really put them in a great position here to score.
St. Mary's found the space very well.
Yeah, I agree. It looks like a full line out. If I was a betting man, I'd say that they are going to go for a maul in this instance. They had a very strong maul earlier on the other side of the field. So I think if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Straight up the middle, and as predicted, they set a good maul. A little bit of a late drive forward. Let's see if they manage to.
All holding well, though.
Oh. There we go. Don't know what the call is. I'm not the most experienced when it comes to referee signals. Looks like we'll be setting up for another scrum today. Probably the most important one we've seen today, right on the Cal Poly's goal line. So this is a make or break for Poly, and I'd say the same for St. Mary's. This is their chance to really bury the dagger and really have a commanding lead going into this first half. Small problems. Sir sees something that he doesn't quite like, having them reset. It is Cal Poly's scrum, though, so hopefully they'll manage to maintain control of the ball and then kick to exit. Get back on their front foot here. Good scrum, nice and low from both sides. And St. Mary's managing to get a little bit of a drive back. Cal Poly responding, and
on with the exit.
Kick to exit to St. Mary's wingers. Fields the ball, swings it to the middle. Swings it to the far side. St. Mary's has loved going to that far side throughout the day. Good tackle from Cal Poly, holding them around say that's the 40.
10.
Oh, quick pop, and the 9 manages to sneak right through. A little bit of counter rucking there. And good line speed. Oh, and a stiff arm. bringing St. Mary's around to the 22. Fake pass out to the wing where St. Mary's has numbers. Cal Poly will make the tackle, bringing them down.
Right.
But is it in time? And it looks to be, is that held up? Yes, it was. Good defense from Cal Poly managing to hold up and halt that St. Mary's attack.
Great play by Kobe Baker.
Yeah, Kobe Baker had another great set of holdups against BYU earlier in the year. He stopped almost 3 tries, I believe, by simply just putting his body in the way of the ball and holding up the Cougars, I believe BYU said Cougars. I don't know. Point being, Khan again will kick to exit. Solid kick to the far side. St. Mary's fields it, setting up a quick attack with a nice running start. Cal Poly gets bodies on it, brings them down. Some more counter rucking. The rucking here has been more than I've seen at almost any other level. St. Mary's and Cal Poly really going at it to try and get possession of the ball during those little things. And another scrum. Maybe for non-releasing or no, I don't believe it was a knock on. I can't quite tell. We'll see who has possession of the ball in the scrum. Shout out to Celsius for sponsoring today's match, fueling the Cal Poly and keeping them ready and awake during this important game. It was St. Mary's scrum, so I assume Cal Poly did something that was not quite right. And a collapse of a scrum, sir, lets it play. Quick kick. See if St. Mary's can get there. They do not.
Troy had good heads up play.
Troy is a speed demon. I mean, he might be the fastest player out here on the field.
Good heads up play by Troy. I mean, that's just him knowing.
Having a good IQ for the game.
Adapting.
Another kick from Khan. Good tackle, bringing St. Mary's down around the 22. Little A-pod quickly. Cal Poly has really been doing a good job firing off of the line of game, but they need to do a better job of just wrapping up, making those final tackles here. Good example right there, getting a nice tackle that need to do a better job of setting the oh my god, what's the name for it? The quick ruck so that they can't go right off the side. Cal Poly gets possession of the ball. Good kick from Kobe Baker right over St. Mary's heads, putting them in a disadvantageous field position. Cal Poly jogging down, trying to make the most of this new.
Thomas Hardenoff with the chase down.
Oh wow, 15 is moving. Good hit right around the midline. Chance for Cal Poly to get back on their front foot here. And a penalty.
Not rolling away by Poly.
Might be able to hear and see T-Ry, number 9, screaming, really trying to motivate his troops to get in position. And another line out for St. Mary's. St. Mary's has done a great job today during the lineouts. I think Cal Poly has seen them now a couple times, so that I think they'll adjust and make the most of it here. Hopefully put up a good contest. You might see some more mole action from St. Mary's. Actually, unlikely considering their 9 is now in, but guess we'll see. Quick pass, swinging it out to the middle. A little bit of ground gain for St. Mary's. Quick to get the ball out, really trying to take advantage.
Cal Poly needs a big fold.
They might be able to hold him up here.
Needed.
Let's see. Oh, they managed to get the ball out. And that is another try for St. Mary's. That is a rough situation for Cal Poly to be in. They were really on their own side of the 50 for most of the game, actually. Haven't really had the chance to attack. St. Mary's just keeps coming back and putting them in a hard position.
Stupid little mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, small mistakes and turn into big big problems eventually. And I mean, especially in a game like this where there's two such elite programs that whoever makes the fewest number of mistakes, even no matter how small they may be, usually end up walking away with the win. It's a good time now, I think, to shout out our cameraman, Max Martin, who just finished a grueling Seaside game against St. Mary's, another tough matchup. Um, setting up a good, setting up another kick far side again for this St. Mary's kicker. You almost have to empathize with them. This has been rough. The winds are starting to kick up again, too. And he has made the adjustment now. That'll be the first kick made today for St. Mary's. They'll leave the score at 17-0 in favor of St. Mary's. I think Paulie is going to take a second here, get some water, and hopefully come off on their front foot here. They haven't really had a chance to demonstrate the quick athletic offense that they're really known for. Oh, that's half? It's been 20 minutes.
I know.
No way it's half. Yeah. Seems to be something going on. I can't tell.
Might be a water break.
Oh, that's a
Might be
good point.
doing
I think the circled a water break. That's, as I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, the temperatures are quite
Sun is
high.
Grueling.
Yeah.
Either day out here.
Not awarded any water breaks on Seaside, but
Yeah.
no hard feelings.
The A side, these are your prize bowls, your prize fighters. You need to keep them in tip-top condition.
Halfway through.
Yeah, not a cloud in sight today. Blue skies and just a scorcher today. Quite nice, actually. It's been quite a bit of rain for San Luis Obispo the past couple of days. It's been a rough practice schedule for Cal Poly. They've kind of been rained out. Cal Poly plays on grass fields or practices on grass fields as well. So the lack of ability to access that because of all the mud has kind of made this week a little bit more difficult to prepare for, especially when it's such a difficult opponent like St. Mary's. So we take this time though for a little water break. This is also a great time for the coaches to spout their wisdom and try and correct what minor errors they might see. For Cal Poly, I think it's really just about trying to maintain possession of that ball and get working on offense, have a chance to start putting some points on the board, put some pressure on St. Mary's. I think St. Mary's don't have much critique for them right now. They're obviously doing a great job at what they do best, and that's swinging the ball out for the field. 17-0. Sorry, one of our players was asking what the score was. 17-0 for those of you who are simply listening in.
See if we get any substitutions in.
Yeah, I think it's a
today.
little bit early for substitutions. I think hopefully relying on the conditioning of both teams to stay at the tip-top version. Shout out to another one of our sponsors, HNY Plus Energy Honey. If you ever in need of a quick energy boost, Energy Honey is the thing for you. You can check them out on Amazon. It is actually founded by a Cal Poly student. So if you want to support Cal Poly in some way and an up and coming business,
And Colin's brother.
yeah, Colin's brother actually.
Colin Brogan's brother.
Yeah, so if you ever feel like supporting a local business, feel free to check them out. Getting set up for another kick from Con. Con's done a wonderful job today on these kicks, really putting Cal Poly in a good position when he can. And it is a short, quick kick, trying to give Cal Poly a chance to grab onto this ball here.
Good
St. Mary's
by Wyatt with Connor.
Yeah, St. Mary's ends up with the ball.
You guys acknowledge sponsors it?
Yeah, I've acknowledged too.
Oh,
Yeah.
St. Mary's going for a little box kick to exit. Cal Poly's wings are in good position.
15 Tucker coming in and just taking it to run it off. It's great.
Little penalty for St. Mary's. I believe that was a
Tackle.
high tackle.
Yeah.
Don't like to see that. I was actually injured on a high tackle against Long Beach State. Blew out my shoulder. Good exit. Good kick for Con. And then
Right around the 22.
that
St. Mary's-
22.
St. Mary's 22.
This will be the first line out of the day for Cal Poly, I believe. So we will see what work they've done on set pieces. St. Mary's has done a very solid job on lineouts all day today, so I expect to see good competition here. Looks like we'll be going for a 5-man lineout. The hooker ready to throw it in. And a little fake out for Cal Poly, managing to get the ball, swinging it out back to the wings, and a
Dean.
good run from Dean Hall. He's a beast out there. Brings a lot of energy and intensity to this Cal Poly team. Finally getting his hands on the ball.
Jack Zilligan,
Yeah, you just saw him
Nice
throwing
one.
the ball,
game
actually.
line.
And
A
swing.
great little snag by Kobe Baker.
Oh,
And
good run.
Never stopped the Mustang.
Good counter rucking.
And
They-
Joey Hodge crashing it up. Quick speed of play by T Rye.
St. Mary's has done a good job so far of remaining spread out overall. Not really
T-Rob
giving a lot.
almost had a mishap and was able to keep the ball. Was not rolling away by St. Mary's player after that tackle. But T-Rob did a great job. He almost lost it, but was able to keep the ball alive. And now we're in a great attacking position with great kick by Con.
Yeah, great kick by Con, really setting up a good line out here. I would be on the watch out for a Cal Poly Mall. Coaching has done a better job this year of really preparing Cal Poly to get in those tight physical situations and really try and put it in. But we shall see what they go for. And another little
Great
trickery.
congestion by St. Mary's.
And St. Mary's seems to just
Almost had it.
just nearly grab it, but Cal Poly still maintains possession of the ball.
Very fair throw by Jack Zilligan. We like to see.
And ball is out and down,
Little
swinging out to
mishap.
St. Mary's wingers. And ball is dropped again.
Ball is dropped by St. Mary's player.
Seems to be a injury on the
11.
field to their number 11. Can't quite tell what it was.
Got crashed into by Con, and Con came in from the side, and I believe that was Thomas from the other side, and popped it right out.
We're looking at another
teamwork.
scrum setup today. Scrums have been really solid all around. Seems to be whoever scrum it is usually ends up with the ball in most cases. Looks like it's going to be a Cal Poly scrum today.
Forward row having some issues, but other than that, very strong. And
A little bit of there the scrum goes. St. Mary seems to have gone under Cal Poly a little bit, driving them back slightly. No matter though. Ball in the hands of Kobe Baker, trustworthy as ever, finding a way to make more ground. Cal Poly will swing it out, trying to give their wings again a chance to, and the ball is out. Somehow got punched out.
great little pop by St. Mary's tackler on Timmy.
Yeah,
It's hard to keep it in. It's
really
like the
is.
DBs in football now. They've learned how to just pop it out.
Yeah, exactly. Put a little fist, a little punch out. Another scrum here. This time it will be for St. Mary's, I believe. Big shout out to the referees for coming out today. It's like we keep mentioning Scorcher today, but really giving us a chance to play is always exciting. We really appreciate the job that they're doing here for us. St. Mary's scrum this time. Good push from both sides and a collapsing in the middle. This one is too big to.
That should be a collapse on St. Mary, but they might just redo the scrum.
Yeah, we'll see.
Seems to be a redo on
The
Midland action.
As we take this second to break, we'd like to shout out another one of our sponsors, Midland Construction. If you need any building task, Midland is the place to go to, and they do a great job here in San Luis Obispo. So shout out Midland. Scrum, that is our third scrum in the past minute, it feels like, getting set up today.
Lots of little mistakes by both sides now, but
yeah, good.
Needs to clean up the ball.
Another collapse in the scrum. Sir does not call it this time, but St. Mary's is blistering on the attack, swinging it out to the far side, getting
a commanding tackle by Tyler Roberts.
Yeah, commanding tackle, but quite a bit of ground gain by St. Mary's there. And quick off, right off the ruck again. That's the third time. And
The ball is out.
Cal Poly ends up with the ball.
Ben Galindo crashing it up.
No support, however.
Able to keep it going. And Kobe with the kick.
Good kick. Oh, right through the legs of number 10.
I knew it.
Unfortunate.
I knew it. I knew it.
Fortunate mishap for Cal Poly, who now has St. Mary's on the back foot. Oh, there seems to be a fight on the. Getting very scrappy here. Tempers flaring. Never like to see that.
This game means so much to both teams.
Yeah, really does. I mean, this is a
Battle of the brothers.
battle of the brothers.
Tim O'Brien with St. Mary's and Chris O'Brien with the Mustangs.
And another scrum set up. I think this can hear some fans cheering for Pauly. Both teams have quite a bit of people out today. I mean, it is a
Good show on the hill.
yeah,
Great show on the hill.
yeah. That's what I was just gonna mention. A lot of St. Mary's fans came out too. Made the trip down. So good on them for supporting their team. Let's see. Seems to be a meeting of the captains, most likely on the extracurricular activities that we mentioned earlier. They weren't on camera, obviously, but you can take my word for it. Hopefully nothing comes of it. It'd be brutal for both sides to be without a player. And the captains should hopefully do their job and keep tempers in line.
Agreement.
Yeah. Mutual understanding, nothing comes of it. But setting up another scrum, good time to shout out Once Upon a Farm, another one of sponsors of Cal Poly, bringing farm fresh produce to all. So shout out to them. Let's see how this scrum turns out this time. It's going to be for St. Mary's, but we're finally getting to see a little bit of the Cal Poly offense in action, being on the side of St. Mary's 50-meter line. And you're able to witness kind of what Cal Poly is known for, which is good athletic wing ability.
Solid scrum, no collapse this time.
Yeah, ball is quick out, and their number 15 has been quite shifty. A little bit of fire in him driving through a couple of tackles. Ball's around the 50 now. Good action from both sides. Oh, and a slip. The dirt, a little bit of remnants from the mud, most likely.
And ball is not.
Oh, and is there a poach?
Ball is knocked out. Once again, that teamwork is coming in. One from the front and one from the back. It just pops the ball right out. This time with Tucker and Troy holding him down. And I believe that was T-Rye also.
Great.
That was hard not to drop it.
Yeah. I mean, great defense on Cal Poly's part, not giving up. And in most cases, a lot of people would have just jogged off and said, "Up, that's a try," but not Cal Poly going in and giving a fight at every moment. So another scrum here, right on the goal line. You can see the post right behind them.
Goal line scrum.
Always exciting. T-Rye puts the ball right in. Good drive from both sides.
A quick exit from Pond off his left foot.
Quite impressive getting off the left foot there. 15. They managed to get the ball right before it goes out and is set. 11. Quick getting back to the middle.
Stepping on the inside foot is a common trend I'm seeing by the St. Mary's players.
Oh, and the ball's dropped.
Knocked on. Oh,
and is there no call? Guess it was backwards.
As backward.
And the ball is out again. Cal Poly getting control of this time. They are quick to grab it. Getting held up now. It looks like that's Dean.
Penalty awarded.
Fortunate call.
Not see what St. Mary's 9 is in the way, but penalty award to St. Mary's. Scrum again. I mean, forward pack's getting work today.
Yeah, it's been a scrum heavy game for both sides. What?
Yeah. What? If you want. If you're done.
What time is it?
I think we should warm up for B. Like, I think we're gonna take a pretty big gap. A and B. There's gonna be like a 20-minute. So
Good scrum for St. Mary's. No push on either side. Seems the forwards got a little bit tired out after the past. A lot of work they've been having to do today, especially rucking. Good run for St. Mary's and broken tackle right on the end line. That'll be a score for St. Mary's, bringing it up to 22-0 for Cal Poly. That's just an unfortunate series of events. Small mistakes resulting in big impacts here today, but I do truly believe that Cal Poly just needs to get on their front foot here, do what they are known for, do what they're best at, and execute at a high level. We're about 35 minutes into this contest, so I expect half is soon approaching. So can get a little bit last burst of energy from Cal Poly could really do wonders for them going into this half and really set them on a strong start going into the second half. And a kick from St. Mary's. This time it's good, much more manageable, right in the center of the field. I'll make the score 24-0. Both teams are definitely still energized. Seeing a lot of jogging, talking, not a lot of hands on the heads or hips. So the heat doesn't seem to be taking as much of a toll on them as some of the seaside games were. Getting ready for a kick from Con again. Another shorter kick this time, trying to give Cal Poly a chance to contest the ball. Maybe good tackle from Cal Poly.
Mary's 22, big commanding tackle.
Yeah, good job from number 1, I believe. And a quick box kick. Let it bounce. Unfortunate. And oh no. St. Mary's jumps in and off the confusion and swings it out to the near side wing. Number 11 has been shifty and quick the entire day. 3 men on him, and he still manages to stay up. Finally is brought down. And a quick pass off number 9 to 13. Getting
great hustle by Ben Galendo.
There
Wasn't
seems
quite
to
there.
be
Very quick.
problem, Cersei's. Is that a penalty? Yes, a penalty on Cal Poly. I assume not.
It had something to do with the tackle on number 11, St. Mary's 11.
Yeah, either a high tackle in or not rolling away. Either of the two. Short kick for the St. Mary's Gales. Gales? Gales. Be another line out today. I haven't had as many lineouts today as generally you would expect, but
17?
24-0.
40.
We have a line out. Looks like a mall is going to come in today. Yep, that is correct. Little tell for St. Mary's is they keep their number 9 out at receiver. Oh, little bobble gives Cal Poly a chance to drive back.
Cal Poly's really good fold this time. I think
learning from their mistakes. And are they? Was he held up?
Yeah,
Good job from Cal Poly.
Yeah. Once again, I believe that was Joey Hodge.
Yeah, Cal Poly does a great job of realizing the situation and knowing when it is time to fight back.
Get under the ball.
Yeah, precisely, Ollie. Con has had a plentiful day today, kicking, and another solid kick on the far. Oh, and it is bobbled by St. Mary. And seems to be the.
You not see that often. 2 bobbles, and St. Mary's actually knocked it out, so it'll be a Cal Poly line out off a 22 dropout.
We'll see if there's time enough for Cal Poly to capitalize on this mistake from St. Mary's, but another line out today.
Just like that, little mistake, and just put Cal Poly on the front foot this time.
Yeah. On the way to a front foot, I would say. Quite not the front foot yet. I think we need to get some scoring here.
And
So,
ball.
From Joey Baker.
You need to get and Joey Hodge running it up this side, and Troy with the ball.
driving,
Troy
running.
with the ball.
A lot of support, a lot of numbers for Cal Poly.
And a
St.
great
Mary's.
inside ball by Wyatt O'Connor to T-Rob on that inside run, and then to Kobe Baker.
This is the surge of momentum that we were talking about.
And then a great crossfield kick to Timmy Miranda. Oh, and it just bounces out. That was advantage, though, and it shall get called back to the Mustangs ball.
Yeah, that's the type of front foot that you were just talking about. That line break was something of to
Great.
awe at.
Yeah, great. You don't usually see that inside ball off a pod, but T-Rob and Wyatt had that connection.
I thought that was Kobe, no?
Well, T-Rob unhooked the trailer off the pod, and then
Oh,
Kobe
yes,
was
yes.
in that inside man, and one more pass, great by Kobe, of course. I mean,
Maybe able to see Cal Poly's sideline really getting into it here for this is probably the biggest scrum of the game so far. This really Cal Poly needs to score here to go into halftime.
set the tone that they're still in this game. Like,
For sure. Stop the bleeding, really. Cheering him on. I think everyone can feel the importance of this moment, so no doubt. And a drive.
huge drive, 8-man pick,
St. Mary's is quick to stop it. They were expecting.
and
Swung
Thomas
back to the
Hardenoff on the inside
near
step.
side. Staying up.
Doesn't go down on the 5-meter line now. Fast ball to Ben Galindo. Oh,
Driven
great
back.
staunch defense. Quick up. Inside pod. Dean kept it alive. Thomas just telling him to get off me. And
Swing
Kobe
it
one
further out to the wing. Little inside
Kobe
pass.
not letting it go. Jack Zilligan right on the goal line.
Lino, the call on the field. That means the forwards are going to start getting their work in today.
And trying to get dragged across, and that
Oh, unfortunate. St. Mary's held up
Once
Cal
again.
Poly. Good IQ from St. Mary's on that part. And there seems to be an injury on the far side of the field. Never like to see that. Looks to be one of Cal Poly's own. The trainers and coach are going to check him out. Number 3, Ben Galindo. He's one of our props. Huge impact on the field. Really important in our scrums. We'll see if this is hopefully just a cramp, but we shall see.
great goal line defense by St. Mary's. I mean, really putting on the pressure, and it's not letting up.
He looks to be fine.
Looks to be okay.
Ben Galindo got right up. That's Big Ben for you. We have a couple Bens on our teams, all of them big, both either personality or in terms of talent. Shout out to Ferda Ben, who has broken his toe earlier in the year, and Ben Freund, who is our number 9, sitting on the sideline right now. Setting up another scrum today.
Scrum. Nearing the end of the first half.
Yeah, we were very close to the first half. I assume this will be the last bit of action we get in today. It's 1:45 right now, so yeah, this is the last final push over the line before we go into halftime. So hopefully Cal Poly can capitalize, and St. Mary's
Set the tone.
Yeah, St. Mary's is hoping to just hold them here and go into the half with that commanding lead.
Another 8-man pick by T-Rob. And he's right on the goal line.
He can his
Inside step.
can taste the paint of the white line, and driving forward, the forwards so aptly named. Keep moving forward, getting closer and closer to this goal line, inch by inch. So close.
Outside.
a little bit hard to see, but there's a lot of complexities.
Spreading it wide, Kobe to Tucker. Tucker's inside.
No!
And Tucker loses it. Great, once again, just by St. Mary's popping it right out.
Yeah, I don't even think St. Mary's was maybe the footsteps was what got him, but I think
No.
that was just
Had Tucker's arm and just able to
I
pop
didn't
it
see
out.
that. And that is the end of the half. End of the half we going into is 24-0. St. Mary's with the lead.
And the Bishop.
Going into this half, we will bring you some scores from around the league and
Around the nation.
yeah, around the nation. For those of you who haven't gotten a chance to see any of the Six Nations rugby today, I will not spoil any of the scores. I will just say that it is good matchups today. I believe it's Italy and France and Wales and someone else. Yeah, we'll not spoil the scores there, but do recommend checking in on them if you have a chance. We're going to go over to college basketball because that's what I talked about previously. And I think it's quite interesting. We have a good blue blood matchup right now. Kansas versus Arizona, number 2 and 14. Kansas.
March Madness.
Huh?
Coming into March Madness.
Yeah, coming close into March Madness. That's a great time to be a basketball fan. Arizona with a solid lead over Arizona.
24.
If you are a St. Mary's fan tuning into the chat today too, you will be playing Gonzaga later today at 7:30.
Hey, pop the camera.
Face cam.
Right.
Hit camera.
Right there.
Oh yeah, face cam right here.
Click on, see the eyeball? Click
Yeah.
the eyeball.
We're gonna get a face cam going.
Oh, here we are.
Here we go. This There is you go. the biggest dog there is.
Yep.
Oakley.
This is your announcer right here, Justin Schnurr. You can see our previous announcer, Little Gav, and then our maybe new team mascot,
Oakley.
little dog
Says
right
hi.
here.
All right. We're going to get him down out of here.
Yeah.
Let's go, Games. Water.
New recent adoption from one of the rugby houses. A little bit of I believe it's a border. No, not border. German Shepherd mix.
They're real big.
Going back to what I was saying, Gonzaga will be playing St. Mary's. That'll be a great matchup for Gonzaga, who's ranked number 9. St. Mary's unranked, but good chance for them to get away. A lot of talking going on around me right now, a lot of sound. So I'm going to mute the mic for now and give you guys a chance to go get some water, some popcorn, go to the bathroom, and get ready for another second half of exciting rugby. Should be done in the next 10 minutes, and we will be sure to announce to you once we come back. We will shortly pan. Cal Poly is coming out of their halftime break, hopefully energized, replenished, a lot of electrolytes, and ready to take on this blistering St. Mary's offense. The St. Mary's is huddled under their tent, still discussing and taking a break in the shade, but I assume they will be out shortly, and we will be back to some high-level rugby here in a second. We have had a little switch from camera to announcer. Ollie is taking a break and will be your cameraman. And your fellow announcer will be Max Martin, who both of them just played on the seaside. So feel free to tune into that stream if you want to see some. Oh, sorry. 10 is about to fly away. Quite a windy day, as we mentioned before.
Do you have?
Just sandbags.
You have sandbags?
Do you want to grab some? I don't think we have. I don't know if we have any.
Yeah. It's like criminal, okay.
Okay.
I can't use this one. There we go. Yes. We went back here to yeah.
Sorry for the lack of commentary. I'm taking a little bit of a snack break. Didn't have anything for breakfast today. Had to run out and get the field set up, and then I've been announcing for the rest of the time here. But now would be a good time to shout out some more of our sponsors. The Bet Electrical, Bet's Electrical from San Luis Obispo's own. They're a great electrical company. If you have any needs, lights aren't working for whatever reason, all Best Electrical.
Just have the poly, yes. Classic poly.
And there is Cal Poly taking the field. St. Mary's still not quite out there yet, but soon to join them.
Okay.
Cal Poly definitely coming out with some.
What? I'm trying to find a steak or something.
Do we have any up here?
It might be around like this something.
Cal Poly coming out ready and rearing to go. Definitely taking this past half with a chip on their shoulder, trying to show what Cal Poly rugby's made of. The wind is really picking up now, really blowing hard into the camera. So you might see that taken into account on some of the kicks today. And there's St. Mary's taking the field. I don't see any substitutions as of right now. Actually, that's not true.
Yeah, it's another way.
I believe Buck was subbed in.
Buck started.
Oh, Buck started. I apologize. Buck started. So no subs. Then I'm not familiar enough with St. Mary's to make any comments there. Short kick from. Oh, and Cal Poly gets possession of the ball off a bobbled St. Mary's return, driving forward. Setting up a quick A-pod. Cal Poly gets driven back a little bit there. St. Mary's has been really good on defense and attacking and really getting up to the point of contact to drive people back. Cal Poly running off the edge, and the ball seems to be covered in butter today because there's been quite a few drops. We'll see if that is a scrum. Yep, that's a scrum for knock-on. I believe it will be St. Mary's. It might actually be that wind blowing and just putting everyone a little bit off on their throws and catches. So, quick little scrum to start this second half. Sorry about the shaky camera work.
Justin the camera for the win.
What's that?
Adjusting the camera for the win.
Yeah. Sir sets them up. Cal, Poly, and St. Mary's wingers are lined up, ready to go.
Nine just completely bobbled the ball.
There really must be something with the balls today, because the 9 just bobbled it right there.
Right off the scrum.
Yeah, and
Chat, get active.
had a little comment there from our other commentator, Gavin. Little Gav. He's usually the one behind the mic, but he had a game today, so he had to take his rest. Another scrum, this time for Cal Poly. hopefully able to take advantage of this mishap by St. Mary's. Another scrum-heavy game today. I think it has something to do with the wind, but the Seaside game had quite a bit of. Oh, good drive from St. Mary's, driving Cal Poly back a little bit, getting out to the wings, and St. Mary's is there, really suffocating. No real room for Cal Poly to move. And a penalty. Oh, and looks to be an injury to Cal Poly. Never like to see that. Oh no. Looks to be an ankle injury. Oh no. That's the same spot that one of our other players slipped last time. There might be something wrong with the dirt there. Really hoping for the best, and worse, hopefully it's only just a twisted ankle or something. But yeah, never like to see injuries.
The pants and the Madonna.
Yeah, we'll pan to the Madonna Mountain. Beautiful landscape to look upon while playing these games. Bishop, yeah. I was given the wrong directions. Whatever. Not a geography major, communications. This little break in the action does provide time for the coaches to talk to their players, try and fix any little things that they've seen since going into halftime. Don't expect there's too much, just another chance for both sides to rest and really come off flying into this second half.
Oh, that's fun.
Thank you. I know what I'm doing. Oh, Jesus. A lot of doubt in the announcement booth in terms of my ability to commentate. If you have any problems with the commentation, please just leave it in the chat. We'll strive to fix it and adjust it. But here, do you want to hold your trash? Thanks. Well, another rustling blow to win. Cal Poly manages to stand up. Looks like they're having difficulty putting weight on that ankle, though. So it's hopefully just a minor sprain. Oh, now we're walking on it. That's good. But yeah, like we said, never like to see injuries here, especially when we don't have a trainer. Thank you, Devin. Looks like Cal Poly will sub in. Not sure who though quite yet. Declan?
Oh,
I don't.
on it.
I don't quite know. Guess we'll see in a second. You on the far side of the field, the women's rugby team is also playing today. You'll pan to them for a second. They're playing against the Cal Bears, who are a notoriously dominant program. But Cal Poly just got moved up to women's D1 rugby, so they're doing their best to leave their mark on this new and unfamiliar opponents.
Sorry, you're up.
No, you're fine. Don't worry about it.
But you can really just see the wind issue. People are trying to have issues with the tent.
Yeah, hold down the tents. Coming back to your Cal Poly men's side, setting up another scrum here after the injury. Yes, as I mentioned before, scrums have been quite.
Putting a man down.
Huh. Was there might have been a card then.
No, he has.
A little bit of a spin. St. Mary's flips it out to the far side, right to the wing. Tackle in the backfield, really driving him back. Number 14, Timmy Miranda. I don't know if he had the ball. That might have been more of a statement than anything, but I'm not sure what the statement would be about, quite honestly. Another scrum again. I feel like I've been saying that. I feel like a broken record. Setting up this time for Cal Poly, it looks like. Why are we playing a man down? Seems to be a little bit odd. I think we're down a man right now, potentially. I don't know if that's a coaching decision or if something happened earlier that causes us to not be able to put a man in right now. Setting up the scrum again seems to have been another issue. The sir's been quite diligent on making sure that the scrums are safe. Really dangerous thing if you do it wrong. And the push St. Mary's doing a really good job of driving back coming into the second half. They not sure who has possession. Cal Poly has possession of the ball right now. A little bit of their back foot coming after that scrum, so hoping to get into shape and position. And here we have another little quick A side. St. Mary's has been ready for it, and St. Mary's ended up with the ball there for a second, and a kick and a block. What is going on? And is that another injured player? No, hopefully not. No, it looks like it'll be another scrum. Scrum or no penalty for Cal Poly. So they'll be kicking for a line out here.
I believe it was not rolling away from.
Understood. Thank you. And doesn't quite manage to make it out there. So St. Mary's will end up with the ball. Driving forward, making commanding gain for St. Mary's.
Box kick.
Kick. Cal Poly ends up with it. And a hit right at the midline. Swinging the ball out to the far side. Cal Poly has numbers. Cal Poly might be able to make something work here. Flipped out to Troy Fletcher, who gets brought down right around the 25, let's say. T-Rise swinging it back out.
But Thomas is back in.
Yeah. Not a ton of support from Cal Poly. That's not a good position to be in. Man, just to get right in time to ruck. A little B-side action from our hooker Zilly. Swinging out the back. Nice little run. Another A-side ball. St. Mary's is doing a really good job of really stopping the run here. And Kobe Baker with a nice little run. He's had a couple of those today. Really just manages to sneak through. And another stop for Cal Poly. Oh, nice little decoy from Dean Hall. Trying a little bit of anything just to keep advancing this line here. Number 2, Zilly. And the ball came out somehow with a kick from St. Mary's, quick to just get it out and kind of slow the momentum of Cal Poly there. Ball has been marked, so we will be going to a line out here. Is Declan back in? Seems that our
Stayed in. So what happened was if Thomas went out, Thomas could not be subbed back in.
yeah, so they just played him down,
Through the paint,
stretch him out.
was able to go back in. So now we are back to a full 15.
We have a line out here. Yeah, there was a substitution. Jace Martinez is now in.
At flanker and Declan.
I have no idea what just happened there. It seems to be miscommunication between the hooker and his forwards. St. Mary's ends up with the ball, though, and a quick fake flick and an overcommit by Cal Poly leads to a St. Mary's try. That will put the score at 29-0. That was seemed to be a botched line out there, a miscommunication between the hooker and the forwards, and since they didn't even send a man up. And yeah, St. Mary's ended up with the ball.
Good overthrow, man.
Yeah, the overthrow man wasn't there, and yeah, St. Mary's thrives on chaos. When everything's going wrong, St. Mary's finds a way to make it go their way. And a easy chip kick for St. Mary's brings the score up to 31-0. Both teams are still rather energized, though. The wind, I think, cooling them down a little bit, putting a little more pep in their step. Sorry for anyone listening who has to suffer through the wind. If you can hear that through the mic, I'm not quite sure, but I'll apologize in advance anyway. It's a good chance with fresh legs for Cal Poly to make something happen here, and our tent is blowing away right now. Nice, another short kick from caught and bobbled from St. Mary's again.
Forward pass. That counts as a knock on or a forward pass. And
Oh no, looks like. Oh no. Another injury on the field. Hopefully just knocked his wind out or something, but not quite sure. Really not what you like to see at all. Injuries are a part of the sport, but you just hope that they never happen to you, your team, or the other team for that matter. Cal Poly's in a good position here, though, with the scrum to try and make something happen and try and put some points on this board and really get their offense going. I'd like to take this time to shout out OHUB, one of our sponsors. They do a great job. And yeah, you can see their banner flapping a little bit in the sidelines. All that wind, like we said, quite demonstrative of that. Seems to be taking a second for number 6 to get up. Really hoping everything's okay there. And he is up now, T. Rye. Seems to be fine. Walked it off. Good for him. That's the type of grit and determination you need in big games like this, especially with someone as talented as T. Rob. And here we are, Sir calling them back again. It will be a penalty, not a scrum this time. So seeing Cal Poly kick for touch. And right out. Relatively favorable line out position for Cal Poly. Let's see if they can fix whatever happened previously and get on the same page here. Looks like it'll be a full line out today. If I was a betting man, I'd be looking for a ball here, but I guess we shall see. And an overthrow intentional. Nice job getting a good bit of land off of that. Setting up work for the forwards. And a drive from number 2, Zilly the hooker. Getting right up to that goal line. Maybe can put that last little drive, push him in, or maybe not. Good bit of rucking, counter rucking. And was he? Oh, St. Mary seemed to have walked away with the ball somehow.
not releasing.
Not releasing from Cal
He might have
Poly.
been held up.
I don't believe he was held up. I think because it looks like a penalty, unless that's a scrum. No, not quite sure. Regardless, to say that is not what you want to see from Cal Poly. Yeah, it looks like we'll be going to a scrum here. Maybe there was a potential knock on while he was down on the floor. Not quite sure. But very important scrum here for St. Mary's. If they can maintain control of this ball and exit, they will stop the Mustangs' attack. And the Mustangs really just need to, like I keep saying, put some points on the board. Have something to show for all their effort. And a very solid kick, almost hitting some of the sideline players. And a quick line out. Did not wait for the Sir to set it. Putting us down right around the midline on the 40-meter. Setting up and a ball into the wingers with a little chip kick from Kobe Baker, with St. Mary's getting the ball and trying to counter ruck here. Cal Poly meeting them at the line of gain, holding them stout. Oh, and a little counter ruck action there today.
Wow.
Good
Tyler
decision.
Hoffman, really
Beautiful
breaking it
counter
up.
ruck from Dean.
Super powerful football lineman.
Yeah, that's Tyler Hoffman's a pickup from the Cal Poly football team, played tight end and came out here really show him what it's about. He has been a great pickup for the Cal Poly Mustangs.
One of
And
his favorite moves, coming in late and just huge counter ruck.
yeah.
Just huge human in general.
Yeah, I remember practicing up against him and trying to tackle him. It's like hitting an oak tree. And setting up another scrum, this time for Cal Poly. I'd be on the lookout for an 8-man pick here. Cal Poly's usually pretty fond of that, especially in short yardage situations like this. Push from St. Mary's, and I was wrong about the 8-man pick. It ends up going out to number 12, Kobe Baker, who manages to get quite a bit of ground, swinging it out to the outside. Now to Jace Martinez, who is looking for support. And again, swinging to the wing. Cal Poly looks to have numbers and quick run. Get a little more ground to gain. St. Mary's meeting Cal Poly in the backfield this time, driving them back a little bit. And the ball came out somehow. It looks like it was kicked back, and then it is dropped again by St. Mary's. Cal Poly maintains possession of the ball with a little less ground to gain. And another chip kick from Kobe Baker. 22, grabbing the ball. Kobe grabs the ball again, just picking up where he left off. And T-Rye with the ball. Running quickly, he's tackled. He has support. Driving back. Kobe Baker picking up the position of fly half. Here, a little bit of rucking, counter rucking, trying to set up a little bit of pod action. Tyler Hoffman with the ball gets driven slightly back. And another A-pod. Joey getting driven back. Don't see that often. And Jace Martinez now with the ball. Cal Poly, I think, should swing it out to where they have numbers and try and fold out a little bit more, but maybe that's just me. And Tyler Hoffman with the ball makes a breakthrough and a score. That is the first points on the day for Cal Poly, bringing the score up 5-31. And maybe the start of a little bit of a comeback.
Tyler Hawk, he's a D1 football player. He just unhooked the trailer and let loose.
Unhooked the trailer. I don't think he unhooked the trailer. I think he just got through.
Well, he took an outside step. What?
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
He's pretty fast.
Yeah, you are right. D1 football player. A lot of wind rustling right now for Cal Poly. This will be a tough kick for Con.
Well,
yeah, they really just put as much points on the board as possible here, especially when St. Mary's is not in the business of giving up tries that easily. That was a hard-fought, hard-won try by Cal Poly. Hopefully one of many. And the kick is good, right up the middle. Another chip kick. That'll bring the score up 7-31. Yeah, really good play all around by the entirety of Cal Poly's 15. I think Kobe Baker and Tyler Roberts, or not Tyler Roberts, sorry, T-Rye, really were the linchpin in that drive up to get to the try line there. But yeah, that final scoring by Tyler Hoffman was something to wonder at. A lot of Tylers on the team, I can't lie. A lot of Tylers, lots of Bens. So if you hear me say one name and it's not that, I apologize. Kick for St. Mary's, wind pushing it back a little bit, and it is dropped. Potentially hit the ground. St. Mary's back on the attack again. Brought down from behind by Jace Martinez. A little bit of a counter ruck here. Bring up a nice quick A-pod. Ball is out.
Knock on. Yep.
That'll be a knock on. St. Mary's got caught up with themselves a little bit and just went a little bit too fast before they got their feet under them. But still in positive field position for them. They got quite a bit of distance between themselves and the try line. Looks like we'll be setting up another scrum. The sir moved it. It's rather feels rather messed up over here on the near side. Lots of scrums throughout the day. Cal Poly's sideline a little bit less animated this time, probably getting ready for this B-side game that will be following. So be sure to tune in and see even more great Cal Poly rugby and St. Mary's rugby, of course. Quick scrum, not much to report there. Inside step by number 20 makes quite a bit of ground. And St. Mary's trying to swing it back to the same side. Is stopped in the back. Nice tackle. And then just to get a bit more ground, St. Mary's slowing it down for another A-pod, which is just managing to break it through. Cal Poly needs to do a better job of getting shoulder on shoulders and really driving back these St. Mary's Gales. There is a whistle penalty for
Mary.
what's sorry?
St. Mary's scrum.
St. Mary's scrum. Most likely, Cal Poly not rolling away. If I had to be a bet fan,
It was a knock on coach, and he played advantage.
understood. If you couldn't hear that from our wonderful cameraman, he's played rugby for quite a few more years than me, so he knows what he's talking about. Point being, it is a St. Mary's scrum. Another, I don't know if that's a potential injury, but man on their knees for Cal Poly, which you never like to see. Gets back up. Looks like there might be a sub for the St. Mary's. Jogging in. Yep, that is correct. Number 20 will sub out number 7 at flanker. Number 7 had quite a solid game, so he should feel good about himself as he trots back to his sideline. Scrum for today. This is probably our 15th scrum, I would almost say. It's been a scrum heavy game. Not as many lineouts. St. Mary's getting low to the extreme, getting quite low and just kicking immediately. They're 9 taking advantage of the confusion and getting quite a bit of ground. I would say they're up to the Cal Poly 5-meter line, swing it right out to the middle, try and take advantage of the space. Cal Poly needs to roll away there. St. Mary's with numbers and manages to sneak it through Cal Poly's staunch defense.
Great little pop.
Yeah, great little pop. Good job with St. Mary's for knowing the field position and knowing where his teammates are. So that will bring the score up to 36. This wind is really starting to rip right now. It's blowing our tent off, but it's making even a short chip kick like this rather difficult, I think. So we'll see if the St. Mary's kicker has it in him to make it through here. Looking at the far side too, I don't know if you can be seeing, but you can see Cal Poly warming up for B side, a little bit of passing, a little bit of tackling drills. And it is no good. All right. Yeah, it looked like he missed it. Refs didn't hold up their thing. Yeah, like I said, unfortunate kick for St. Mary's. The Cal Poly also decided to contest that kick, which may have been a reason for the miss. On the first side, too, the girls' rugby team seems to be taking a break from the action. They've had a full packed day playing on the second field over there. Oh, they're done. Yeah, women's team is finished. I don't have any scores to report for them, so I apologize for that. But I think it's a good day all around, especially when you're playing such a tough opponent like the Cal Bears. Seems to be taking a little bit of a water break right now, sir, is called, just to make sure that the athletes are hydrated and playing at the top of their game. Don't want any heat stroke or other heat-related injuries to affect. Huh?
It was a long second half of the second half.
Yeah, no, it's been quite a bit of back and forth. Really not as much scoring as you would expect, but
Not a lot of open play either.
yeah, not a lot of open play. A lot of scrums, set pieces, breaks in the action. Yeah, quite interesting. Time is now 2:20, so we'll be coming up on our B side game here in a few minutes, and I can only assume that the A side is winding to a close. So Cal Poly really needs to dig deep and take whatever's left in the gas tank and try and make something happen here, or otherwise it will not end in their favor.
Last 20 minutes.
Yeah, last 20 minutes? Yeah, that sounds about right.
I mean, splitting it back.
Yeah. You can see Wyatt O'Connor on the sideline there, the 8-man motivating, trying to keep the Cal Poly Mustangs the morale high, even in a situation that might, even such as a situation as this. What, sorry? Yeah, I do. What? Yeah, I'll call him. Give me 1 second. We have a kick from Cal Poly. They've decided on the short kicks, and St. Mary's gets it, throws it back to try and keep it from getting whipped out. And little quick penalty for St. Mary's, ending up with Cal Poly with the ball. Con will take this opportunity to try and kick it out and set up a line out for Cal Poly. This might be the start of a miraculous comeback here. If we can score here, put points on the board. Looks like Cal Poly's convening, getting ready to do something. I would expect them all from Cal Poly here. Got a full line out today. Straight up the middle, grabbed, brought down, and it is a fake call, trying to draw St. Mary's opponents in, trying to give their wings a chance to do their work. Kobe Baker with the ball was brought down shortly after, and giving the forwards a chance to get into position to start working forward. Good tackle from St. Mary's, stopping Tyler Hoffman in his tracks. Not an easy task, I tell you that. And another hit back, and the ball was poached by St. Mary's. I think he may have left his feet, though. So Cal Poly will maintain possession of the ball, but rather fortunate. Oh, in from the side, sorry. It came in from the side on that ruck, so rather fortunate for Cal Poly. Cal Poly driving forward, a lot of forward action here. Jason Martinez with the ball, roughly a meter gained. T-Rob with the ball now, gets held up by the ankles, doesn't leave him much room to move. Moving outside to the wings and then back inside to Kahn, who gets tackled shortly after. Swing it back to the near side. Wyatt O'Connor with the ball. The constant action ruck here is not what we've seen from Cal Poly throughout the most of the day. And a great pass from Kobe Baker to the far side of the winger, number 22. Does he get into the try line? Declan brought right down at the 1 yard line. This is the do or die for Cal Poly right here. Probably in Rhino. Ford's getting a lot of work. And are they able to make it over the line there? Unfortunate for Cal Poly. They were just held up. And St. Mary's is going to hold off the Mustang attack for just another second.
Mustangs need to be a bit more patient on that. I think they would have had it.
Yeah, that is a good point. Cal Poly started to play very fast there. That might have been a reason why they were a little bit less coordinated than expected. But St. Mary's with the kick now. Right up the middle, line drive, almost over the winger's head, and that was a great kick by St. Mary's, putting Cal Poly in a rough field position, but Declan will make what short work of it. Driving forward, Callan Bower was subbed in for Zilly, it looks like. I didn't notice that earlier, but Zilly got moved to prop. Oh, probably to contrast with it. And the ball was dropped and came out. St. Mary's ending up with the ball on the 40-meter line. Not what you want to see, especially after such a good attack from Cal Poly. It looks to be an injury, 2 on the field, and a line break from St. Mary's, and speed kills. That is just not what you want to see. Looks like there was an injury earlier before that line break, and that is why Cal Poly was already down a man, and I was just hit by a couple flying objects. That'll bring the score 41-7. Yeah, the wind is howling. The seagulls are getting pushed back as they're flying it almost looks like. So, yeah. But going back to this, this kick is going to be rather difficult, I believe, for their number 9. But that might have been kick is good for number 9. Unfortunate series of events there for Cal Poly. We're on the front foot, and then St. Mary's found a way to really just make the most of their situation and capitalize on Cal Poly's mistakes. It's like there's
Birds are having
birds are having a great day. This is what they like to see. Yeah, sadly, you can almost see that a little bit of energy has been taken out of the Cal Poly line. Still trying to stay motivated, but as the time ticks down, it becomes harder to do so. Short kick from Con. another mistake that really St. Mary's sideline is cheering, really trying to make Cal Poly feel the situation that they're in right now. This results in a scrum right on the 50-meter line, right in the middle of the field.
Ball sweep.
No, I haven't yet. Call. Give me a second. I need to make a call.
No, they're calling.
Keep the camera on the scrum as of right now. It is St. Mary's scrum. Solid drive. Well, pick to the 9, swinging it back the other way where Cal Poly. Good tackle by Declan. Trying to go for the poach. Doesn't quite get it. Second of an A-pod for St. Mary's. And tackled in the back line. Good job by Cal Poly. Drive somehow makes a gain shortly after that. St. Mary's has a large amount of numbers on this near side. It is not a good situation to be in. Lots of tackles going for Cal Poly, but they only have so many men. And St. Mary's manages to sneak by Cal Poly. Swing dog isn't picking it up. That will bring the score up to 48.
15, 10 minutes.
What's up?
They chew that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that is really unfortunate. St. Mary's is really thrusting the knife deeper and deeper as every minute goes by. Really taking advantage of Cal Poly right now. They're trying to put them away for good. But I think Cal Poly's still got quite a bit of fight left in them, and that kick was just nowhere near the uprights, but that's understandable considering how hard it is to kick in these conditions. That'll leave the score at 7-48 in favor of St. Mary's. Rather commanding lead on St. Mary's part. No new subs as of right now that are to mention. Looks like Kobe Baker will be coming in to kick instead of Kahn. Very talented kicker. He had a phenomenal kick against UCLA last year, resulting in the win. And St. Mary's ends up with the ball around the 30-meter line. Looks like they'll be trying to exit and box kick from here. Solid box kick right up the middle, caught by Cal Poly. And swinging out to the far side of the field, brought down by St. Mary's. Right at the 50-yard line.
High tackle, Roy.
Yeah. High tackle by St. Mary's. I will say it is rather hard to get low on short. He runs with such a short demeanor as he's been taught as a running back. So he makes it very, very difficult to be an effective tackler. Kick is out. Looks like they'll set up another line out today. We'll see if Callan is throwing in or if Zilly will throw in. A little bit of a switch. One of the Cal Poly props was injured, meaning the hooker switched to prop, and we brought in a second hooker to play the role. So we'll see how that works out.
Back can just play anywhere on the field.
Yeah, Jack Zilligan, if you didn't tune into some of the games earlier in the year, he was actually playing center back, doing quite a good job there. But as many of the third years came back from being abroad, he was moved back to hooker, which he had originally played. Good line out. St. Mary's had a good contest there, but Cal Poly comes away with the ball. T-Rob with the run, getting a nice little bit of ground. And another good hit from St. Mary's. Cal Poly is not deterred, though, and is going to continue moving forward. Kahn with the ball. And a kick from Kobe Baker. That ball goes almost straight up because of the wind, and it bounces back. Whistle from the serve. As Cal Poly collects the ball and brings it back. This is a good position for Poly to be in their offensive game, ready to attack, ready to move. So hopefully off this penalty, they can make something happen and try and cut this lead down a little bit. Yep, tissue. Shucks. Looking at another lineout today. I haven't seen many of them, but overall the lineouts have been very solid from both teams. St. Mary's has done a good job contesting, as has Cal Poly. Looks like it will be a 5-man maul today instead of the regular full maul that you see near the goal line. Oh, St. Mary's manages to get a hand on it just barely. And they're swinging it out to the far side, trying to take advantage of their quick wings in a deep kick by St. Mary's, pinning Cal Poly near the back. That might actually go out of the back of the try line. It does. So, yeah, kick from St. Mary's, really. I mean, not how they wanted it to go, but that would have been very unfortunate if they had managed to pin Cal Poly near the back.
See if Cal Poly capitalized.
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of moments, especially near the end of this second half, where Cal Poly's had opportunities and they just need to
Step up.
yeah, step up to the moment. The moment is not too big for them. Setting up scrum today looks like it will be Cal Poly's. Considering the St. Mary's kick went out the back of the try line. Can make a quick little move and try and get to the Cal Poly's quick wings. You can maybe make something happen on this far side, especially since St. Mary's has most of their players congregated on the far side of the field. Another collapse of the scrum. Not sure whose fault that was. The Sir will hash it all out, though. Scrums have been hard work for the props today. A lot of collapsing, a lot of ab strength that they've had to use to keep these scrums held up. So definitely a lot of respect for what they're doing on both sides of the ball. Another scrum for Cal Poly. See if we can keep it up this time. And the ball is in. Drive back from St. Mary's, spinning too, twisting Cal Poly around. Not what you want to see. Making it hard for T-Rye to hold on to the ball. Okay. Cal Poly has possession again. They will likely kick and go to another lineout. Another short kick from Khan, who has replaced Kobe now, is kicking. And St. Mary's did not wait for the line to be set, and that is not good considering they have numbers on the and a flubbed kick means that Cal Poly now has possession of the ball back on the midline and is being held up right now. And T-Rob is being driven forward by Cal Poly. Getting a little bit of distance there, but hoping they can get it out and swung to the side. Kobe Baker with the ball takes on 2 men, and the ball is thrown back out again. There's no support lines, though. Cal Poly's a little bit disorganized right now. It needs to get set up if they have any hopes of making it through the St. Mary's defense. Another quick A-side ball close to the ruck, giving St. Mary's not a lot of ground that they have to cover. And Zilli is hit by 2 men. And that halts his possession in its tracks. The Sir sees something that he does not like.
Let's see.
Little touch for Cal Poly. Gonna give it to the Kobe Baker's gonna give it to the forwards, try and let them work a little bit of magic. Having a hard time getting to the ball in that ruck. Zilli again, another double tackle. It's been unfortunate for him. He hasn't had a chance to really exercise his dominance when it's been 2-on-1 most of the time. Another 2-on-1 situation for St. Mary's. They're doing a great job of really getting bodies on men. But if there's 2 people making a tackle, that means someone's open up wide. So hoping that Cal Poly can take advantage of this new structure. As you see Khan, short little kick out to Declan, who fumbles it right out of his hands, and that is unfortunate.
When pushing the ball back. So.
Yeah, that would have been a difficult catch regardless, considering he had a St. Mary's man right on his back. So totally understand how that happened. But another scrum will be set up off that knock on. I lied. It's a line out. What am I talking about? I disregard previous statements. St. Mary's line out here. And straight up the middle, faking a ball. So there seems to be a bit of confusion on St. Mary's about what was going on. St. Mary's is probably going to look to exit. in this situation. Try and pin Cal Poly back. Good tackles by Cal Poly. Making it difficult for St. Mary's to get their feet under them. Looks like they'll be setting up a box kick by number 9. Taking a second, and it is straight up to the near side. Caught by Declan again. Swung out to the middle by Tucker Barth. Tucker's running it straight up the middle. No one's had a attempted pick up and drop tackle, but Tucker just wasn't going to let that happen. So Jace stopped short of the line to gain. Kobe now with the ball, brought inside to Joey off a quick little line. St. Mary's counter-rucking, might have possession. Oh, nope. Ball is stayed in control of Cal Poly. And a penalty on Cal Poly leaves St. Mary's with the ball. We have only a few more minutes to play in this contest, and a deep kick out the back onto the hill. Still quite a few spectators sitting here and watching the game. Quite nice to see all the support for both sides of Cal Poly and St. Mary's here. This will be another St. Mary's line out, looking like they have a little 6-man action here. I'd be on the lookout for a maul, considering the 9 isn't in as well. Straight up the middle, and as I said, right there, another maul. St. Mary's trying to take advantage of what they think is their size and speed, and they managed to slip right through Cal Poly's defenders. And slipping another tackle. St. Mary's manages to score. And that will bring the score up to 53-7.
What?
Yeah. It's on YouTube. Yeah, rather unfortunate. That's just a hard time. A lot of bodies in trying to defend against the maul. And so the St. Mary's man just slipped out, saw an open gap. There was a diving tackle to try and bring him down, and it just didn't quite make it. Did he make the kick?
British.
Yeah, I'll say he did. The kick was, I believe, was made, so that'll bring the score up to 55-7. Another short kick from Cal Poly, and it takes an unfortunate bounce. If it would have bounced forward into St. Mary's territory, that would have been a great position for Cal Poly, but it just wasn't in our favor today, leading on a scrum right in the middle of the 50. Again, like we keep emphasizing, as the minutes and the seconds tick down, it becomes harder and harder for Cal Poly to make their move and try and take control of this game again. And St. Mary's has done a good job keeping their foot on the gas.
Yes.
Where?
Oh, he's playing. You know that I'm right.
Are you sure?
Yes.
There
And
might have
Billy's in the middle.
There might have been a potential error in commentating earlier. Callan was not in. It was another person. Anthony Enos, who was in. No, it wasn't Anthony. No, Callan was in for a minute because he had the shaved head. And it wasn't Troy. I don't know. There has been some substitutions. Yeah. See, thank you. Yeah, Callan is in. Callan's a flanker. That's why. So yeah, there was some mishaps. The people who are in. It's just they're in different positions than originally announced. There was a problem with the scrum, but St. Mary's is coming back again. See if Cal Poly can get a good drive off of here. Try and take control of the ball. Scrum's pretty neutral. No real movement on either side. St. Mary's does a good job of pretending they're going one way and switching to the other. And 14 catching that ball off the kick. Manages to stay on his feet. Number 15 with the ball now. Brought down right at the 5-meter line. And St. Mary's is going to try and power through and get another try here. They're going to let their forwards work now. Good footwork on both sides. Good movement. See if Cal Poly can either stop them and Looks like they got held up.
That's because he dived down.
There-
Off of the able to hold him up.
Penalty from St. Mary's. Kick from Kobe Baker taking the position kicking again. That'll be another line out. Now's the time to pull any tricks Cal Poly has out of their bag and try and just make anything happen today. Just to put keep St. Mary's guessing. Looks like a little 5-man line out racing towards the back. It is overthrown, and St. Mary's is ready for that. The hit is there before the ball almost is even in the hands of Cal Poly.
They're great.
And that was a hard hit. Picked up almost pile drive. And the kick is out again. Again, another line out will happen. So Cal Poly is slowly marching up the field, but not in the ways that you would like to see it.
So, yeah. The price plate AAU.
And a quick fake by Cal Poly, hit to the hooker Zilly, and then to T-Rye, and then a blind break from T-Rob. That's the explosive you need. And he doesn't manage to make the man miss, but gains quite a bit of distance. A lot of people on the ruck. Cal Poly wants to make sure they maintain possession of this ball. Kobe Baker with the ball now, running, driving forward. He has support with him. Troy Fletcher takes the ball now, and he's continuing to drive forward, trying to gain a little bit of ground. He's getting held up by St. Mary's right now, though, so he just needs to get. And Zilly managed to sneak out with the ball, and that is another score for Cal Poly Mustangs. That's the type of change that I was talking about that we need to see if Cal Poly was going to make anything happen here at the end of this game. That'll bring the score from 12 up to 12. St. Mary's still with the lead at 55. We'll see a kick from Kahn here, but only a few minutes remaining left in this contest, so Cal Poly really has to put their foot on the gas and empty anything that they have left in the gas tank into this game. Maybe take advantage of St. Mary's complacency and thinking that they have the sure lead.
I played a whole game.
Oh, you're good. I was just looking back.
Oh, I thought you were in telling us.
No. Kahn setting up the kick, still on the far side, having to deal with the wind, though. This is going to be quite a difficult kick for him. St. Mary's contests, and Cal Poly, it is wide left. So that is the end of the game by the looks of it. The final score is 12-55 with St. Mary's walking away with this victory on A side. That was a hard-fought match throughout the entire time, but it was a good matchup throughout. A lot of positive and negatives for both teams to take away here. And you'll see as a sign of respect and sportsmanship, as with any rugby game, they're going to shake in the middle. They may have just had a battle and a brawl, but there's still respect between these two teams for going and doing their best. Our cameraman's going to step away now. He has to get ready for the B-side game that's coming up shortly, so we will keep the stream going. We still have quite a bit of rugby left today, and it'll be sure to be another thriller. St. Mary's and Cal Poly B-side coming up shortly. I think we'll plan to keep the same stream going as of right now, because I believe the B-side should be starting up here shortly. If not, though, we may create a second stream, so be on the lookout for that. You can see the St. Mary's Gales walking towards their sideline, applauding their own team, applauding their own fans and supporters for making the ride all the way out here in support. Very solid showing from St. Mary's in terms of fans and in terms of performance. I'd like to thank our sponsors too for even allowing us to be out here. BFK Engineers for Cal Poly and UCAN are both supporters of the Cal Poly rugby team, and we appreciate them and all they do for us in terms of a club. Cal Poly now walking over to give their own fans a bit of love and see them cheering on Always a good sign of respect. Yeah. Bring this back to the middle of the field.
Good day, fellas.
Yeah.
Andy? Yes. Good clean day. Appreciate it.
And both teams will walk off to the sideline as they prepare for this potential B-side
This thing's
matchup.
broken. We're gonna tip it that way.
Thank you to anyone who tuned in from either side of Cal Poly or St. Mary's, or even anyone who's just a fan of rugby in general. It was a good time, and we're glad you guys could join and support us. And a special thank you to the officials, as I mentioned before, for allowing us to even play this game. Without them, we would just be running around out on the field, not kind of mindless, wandering around and calling our own fouls. So good to have someone in the middle, making sure that the game is played in right and proper way. The Cal women's, we mentioned it earlier, rugby has concluded too. They just took on the Cal Bears. So that was quite a good matchup. You can catch their stream on the women's rugby site. And that was a good game. A lot of cheering from their side. So I think there's definitely some highlights worth going into and seeing. Gonna talk now about some rugby from around the nation, and there's a slate of great games set up today. Let's see, not at D1 Women's. Apologize. Um, D1 Men's Lindenwood versus Life is at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so that game may be near over, but they will definitely have a highlight reel, and that was definitely worth tuning into. Those are the number 3 and 4 teams in the nation, I believe, competing against each other. So that is definitely worth checking out. UCLA versus Arizona was also earlier today at 1 p.m. And that is another solid matchup. UCLA in the same division as Cal Poly, and they always put up a tough fight. Last year was a great match. And barely came away at the very end. Cal Poly ended up winning that game to advance to the playoffs. And then Arizona was played earlier today, earlier this year by Cal Poly in Arizona. Arizona managed to walk away with that win, but it was a good match nonetheless. Looks to still be some players remaining on the field, so I think this B-side match is definitely going to end up happening today. Just not sure on the exact timing of it. I think a safe bet is that it begins at 3, but I can make no promises. We're also looking for a cameraman to fill in the spot. Right now, it is empty, or Ollie had to go and prepare for this potential B-side matchup, so completely understand. So that's just left with me manning the fort. Seaside starting up now rather quickly. See, hopefully the camera is still on.
Thank you guys for the phone. Much of it. Now I feel. Clean game, really. So. Good job. Thank you. Clean game. Good job, you guys. Hey, thank you. Good seeing you.
There we are. Hopefully you can hear me now. Sorry for the late start. Kind of running a one-man operation now on camera and on commentating. So hopefully you'll be able to hear me as I film the match too. This is our B-side matchup today between St. Mary's and Cal Poly. Started rather quickly. Has managed to cool down a little bit. We are looking right now at a line out. The game has just started shortly ago, so haven't missed much of the action. Looking at a St. Mary's line out. St. Mary's is mauling now. Good, strong ball off the edge. Managing to drive Cal Poly back. And a try already. That was rather quick from St. Mary's. Why is the camera not working?
Yeah. I didn't get a shirt on. Yes, I did.
Sorry about the current issues. There seems to be a problem with the connection between the camera and the computer, so that's why you're not seeing a live stream of what's actually going on. We will work to fix that. In the meantime, we'll go mute and I will return when it is back up and running. Yeah, sorry about the visuals. We're working to try and get the camera set up right now. It seemed to have disconnected somehow from the rest of the computer, so I have to check all the different wires we have going on right now.